Tell you what, we're really getting to know the Royals and the North Stars, third time each for both of them in the game of the week. All right, Eric, let's get it started with that game, St. Charles North and Larkin.
Yeah, it should be a very competitive ball game, as we always expect in the game of the week. St. Charles North got a big win against South Elgin last week. Larkin struggled against Streamwood, but came out with a win. They're finding ways to win, and that's the most impressive thing. It doesn't matter what the final score, how close it was, who you're playing, as long as you find a way to win, that's all that matters right now for both these teams as they continue their playoff search. These two squads have split their last 4 meetings. I expect another very competitive game. Larkin always seems to give North a little more trouble than you'd expect, but I'm going to go with the North Stars. I think they're just a little step ahead this season, and I think North's going to come away with it. But Larkin's hungry. They need to win, and if they're going to ever pull off a big upset, this is the week they need to do it, so if they want to keep those playoff hopes going.
All right, another good one in the Upstate 8. A couple of teams that had some tough losses last week. St. Charles East is going to be hosting South Elgin.
Yeah, this is actually going to be a great matchup. South Elgin really hitting its stride. They really kind of just lost it there in the fourth quarter against St. Charles North. They need to just finish a little better, as I think Coach Dale Shaver's been saying over and over again. But they're certainly on the cusp of being up there in that upper echelon in the Upstate 8. Meanwhile, St. Charles North quadruple overtime. This is the team over. They win an overtime thriller the week before against Lake Park, lose a 4 overtime game against Neuqua Valley. They're in every game. Every game is exciting. Wes Allen's a guy to watch. Man, what fun he is, scoring 6 touchdowns a week. But this could be another good one. I think South Elgin is going to be right on the heels of the Saints, but I got to go with St. Charles East. They're still kind of one of the cream of the crop in the Upstate 8, but it's going to be maybe a little better game than some people would expect.
All right, then. Sticking in the conference, Elgin's going to be hosting East Aurora.
Yeah, the Maroons, coming in 0-6 for the first time since 1981. They're struggling right now. Look at East Aurora. They've found ways to win. I've talked a lot about finding ways to win. They beat Thornwood last week. They edged South Elgin a couple weeks ago. So you like the way East Aurora is playing here. You think that they found the way to win. Elgin hasn't yet. But I'm going to go with Elgin here. I think pride's going to kick in. I think there's 2 pretty evenly matched teams. And Elgin, the playoff hopes are out the window and stuff like that. Now the Maroons just need to buckle down and focus. They got Larkin coming up in week 8. Don't look ahead to that. Focus on East Aurora here. But I think the Maroons are going to be able to do it. That offense is good enough, and the defense can just toughen up a little bit here. I think Elgin's going to win this game.
All right, then. St. Edward coming off a tough loss to Driscoll. They're going to be traveling to take on St. Francis. Yeah,
what a ball game here. Remember last year, this is the game that St. Edward broke that long losing streak. They edged St. Francis last year. A big celebration, kind of a surprise then. St. Francis comes into this game 5-1. Man, they look tough. Matt Kackmer is their big stud. That's the guy that St. Edward needs to contain. And the Wave, same thing. If they want to keep their playoff hopes alive, they're going to need this one. But I like St. Francis at home. This game is going to be played, I think, at 7 o'clock on St. Francis Field. A little time moved up a little bit. I think that they're not going to have a sophomore game because of some field problems. But so if you're going, go there, support the Wave. But I think that St. Francis is going to come away at the win here in a pretty good game.
All right, then. Dundee Crown's going to be hosting McHenry.
Yeah, certainly. This is probably about as close to a must-win as the Chargers have had, and it's nice for DC to have a must-win game this late in the season. They've lost 18 in a row against McHenry. That's every year for 18 straight years, and they'd like to break the streak here. Dundee Crown, if they want to keep those playoff hopes alive, they got Cary Grove coming up in week 8. They're really going to need a win here, but I think the Chargers are perfectly capable of doing it, but I'm just going to go with history here. 18 straight times kind of tells the story. I'm going to pick McHenry.
That's tough. Burlington Central, then they're going to be traveling to take on Marengo.
Yeah, the Rockets, lost last week, slipping to 1-5. Their playoff hopes are more or less out the window, and it's disappointing. But at the same time, they got a lot of young players. They're kind of keep on building the next year. Just because you're not going to be playing extra weeks this season doesn't mean you can't make progress in going forward. And I think this will be the step forward for Burlington here. They're going to go out and beat Marengo in a game between 1 and 5 teams. I'm picking Central.
All right, Hampshire, they've been rolling along. Can they get 4 in a row against North Boone? Tough match.
Yeah, exactly. A pair of 3-3 teams, records look the same. Don't be fooled by that. I think Hampshire's definitely the better team in this matchup. If the Whippers just keep to that same focus that they've had the last couple of weeks, running the ball well, they're getting a little passing game mixed in with Evan Brenner and Bro Price. I like the Whips here. North Boone's certainly going to be a challenge. They aren't a pushover like they were in years past, but that win against Harvard said something about Hampshire last week, and if they can keep that up, I like the Whips here, no doubt about it, winning at home against North Boone.
All right, 6-0 Bartlett then. They're going to be heading to the road to take on Neuqua Valley, a team coming off a big win against East.
Yeah, Neuqua's found its footing here, and this is going to be a tough one. Bartlett lost to Neuqua Valley by I think a point last year. This is going to be a heck of a game. This is the toughest test Bartlett's had in a while, but it's good. They need this going forward. They've had a couple relatively easy games these last couple of weeks. I guess they had tests along the way, but this is a key one getting ready for that Class 8A postseason. But I like Bartlett here. Until somebody knocks them off, I'm going to be taking Bartlett all the way. But certainly this is one on the road at Neuqua that is a definite trap for Bartlett. But if it just plays the way it's been playing and plays its game, solid defense, balanced offense, it's going to come away with a win here.
All right, sticking in the Upstate 8, then Streamwood's going to be hosting Lake Park.
Yeah, both teams coming in at 1-5, but Lake Park's way better than that record. They've had a couple tough losses here, and a young team trying to break out. But hey, give Streamwood a lot of credit. They almost had Larkin last week. They just kind of let it slip away there in the fourth quarter. The Sabres playing with a lot more heart, a lot more character. I expect them to continue that level of play, and that's all you can really ask out of Streamwood. They're playing much better these last couple weeks, but I think Lake Park's going to kind of find its footing, and Lake Park's got some frustration to take out. So I'm going to take the Lancers here in this game.
All right, Jacobs then having a tough season. They're going to be traveling to take on Woodstock.
Yeah, 5 losses in a row for Jacobs. The effort's still there, but it's tough in that Fox Valley, and it looks like this year they're going to be kind of down towards the bottom of that division. Woodstock, looking good. Lost a narrow 14-0 game against state-ranked Cary Grove last week. Again, they're going to have some frustration to take out. It's going to be a tough test for Jacobs on the road, so I'm going to take the Blue Streaks in this one.
All right, a tough matchup for Huntley. They try to stay undefeated, but Crystal Lake Central comes in.
Yeah, this is a big one. This is Huntley. Congratulations getting that postseason spot. Second time in school history. That's awesome. But now the focus shifts. You're in the playoffs now. You got to focus on the Fox Valley Fox. A couple huge games back to back coming up here for Huntley. First starting out this week against Crystal Lake Central, who lost to Prairie Ridge last week. And so Prairie Ridge and Huntley are tied for the division lead there. So those are the 3 teams in the mix. It's pretty much a 3-team race. Huntley's got to take care of business this week. And then I like the way the schedule sets up. This is a big test that'll prep them for that Prairie Ridge game. That Prairie Ridge game will prep them for the playoffs. But you know what? I like Huntley in this one. I think they're going to take care of business at home against Crystal Lake Central, get the win, and then set up pretty much a championship game next week against Prairie Ridge. But this is not going to be a pushover. Huntley hasn't been tested like they will this week, maybe all season. But I think Huntley's got what it takes. I'll take the Red Raiders.
All right, another good conference matchup. Kingston's going to be hosting Oregon.
Yeah, this is outside of our game of the week. This is probably the one to watch. 6-0 teams, 2 of them here. We got quite a ball game. The Big Northern West is, again, another 3-team race, and it's unbelievable how the schedule works out. You got Oregon, Stillman Valley, and GK, all 6-0, all undefeated in the Big Northern West, and in the next 3 weeks, they all play each other. So GK's got they got Oregon this week, they get Stillman Valley next week, so it all sets up. It's like a round-robin tournament here, but I love it. GK won 46-44 in this matchup last year. Oregon looks really tough. Nick Snyder's a player, but GK's got some really talented kids, and I'm going to take the Cogs here. I think they're going to take care of business. I like Bill McCarty's team, but it's going to be another wild one. This is probably, if you can make it out to GK, this is probably the one to watch. But if you're out that way, but I'm taking GK in a great game, I expect.
All right, there you go, Eric. Those are all his picks for the week. Be sure to check out the Courier News on Friday for more previews of all the games.
And Saturday we'll have game recaps of all those contests that are played Friday night. And check out the blog throughout the weekend on Saturday and throughout the weekend as we all, Andy, myself, and the rest of our staff writers provide some more analysis, more than what we can get in the paper. So check that out.
And then on Sunday, be sure to look for the Game of the Week highlights between St. Charles North and Larkin. Those will be posted on Courier News online. So for Erik Jacobsen, I'm Andy Rohr. So long, everybody.